But the next thing on this week that happened this week, which I'm sure you've heard and everybody's heard, which is another prime example of the Psyops, is the U.S. takeover of Venezuela.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mar-a-Lago.
No, it's
Maduro.
Yeah, and he's literally having the day before this invasion, he's having coffee, talking with Chinese ambassadors. This whole thing is so obvious, but you still got to choose a side. And that's what I think is so interesting. If you just analyze anything being propagated, media dissemination, if it forces you, anything you're watching, it's forcing you to choose a side. There's something, because next week I'm going to break down more. I'm just talking about because this week there's a lot of governmental stuff. Psyops are everywhere. Psyops in advertisement, corporations, the mastery of rhetoric, religious organizations. Psychological warfare is used all the time. They play on emotions. They play on dichotomies. They play on strawmans. They play on social and tribalism, social currency. These psyops are everywhere. And I'm going to break more about that next week, schematics of a psyop. But I think it's good that you can see it. Like literally this happened this week. And so I'm going to play the clips. I'm sure you guys seen a lot of it. But I just want you to watch. As you're watching this, can you feel that you have to choose a side? You support America, or are you going to support this drug cartel harboring, nasty, whatever, all these words. And of course, these words are chosen. These words are premeditated because it's a psyop. And if these words are so hyperbolically derogatory, why do you think they say it? Because they're trying to force you to choose a side. You don't want to be with these savages. You want to be with the gold team. And they say it this way. You could just say, there's a criminal. He did some wrong things. We got him. And that's the end of the day. But no, you got to add all of this flavor and seasoning on top. Why? You need justification. And you need people to choose a side. So anyways, as you're watching this, see if you can feel yourself forced into a side. So this is the invasion that happened. At least this is apparently people that were there filming it. And America is over there dropping bombs.
Somebody needs to play that music, the national anthem in the background.
There's a lot of those, but I didn't want to play all that. It just felt more psyop-y.
Yes.
More sloppy. Anyways, that's the video clip.
But first, we begin with breaking news. Tonight, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro is in the U.S. in custody, being held at a New York City detention center.
Did that on purpose?
New images just into our eyewitness newsroom show the moment Maduro was escorted by federal agents after landing in the U.S.
Surrounded by dozens of U.S. drug enforcement agents, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro landed in the U.S. as an accused criminal. His shackled shuffle across a snowy American military tarmac capped an astounding 24 hours for the South American socialist leader. Snatched alongside his wife in the dark of night in a top-secret joint CIA and military operation.
In total, more than 150 aircraft, bombers, fighters, intelligence, reconnaissance, surveillance, rotary wing were in the air last night.
For weeks, the U.S. had been ramping up pressure on Maduro's government, seizing 2 oil tankers and striking alleged drug boat smugglers. The overnight capture was kept hidden from some of the highest-level lawmakers.
This was not the kind of mission that you can do congressional notification on.
Now the country Maduro led for more than a decade hangs in geopolitical purgatory, and the U.S. president says American boots on the ground are a possibility.
Are you saying that Secretary Hegseth and Rubio are going to be running Venezuela, and will you be sending in U.S. military troops to provide?
Team that's working with the people of Venezuela to make sure that we have Venezuela right. Because for us to just leave, who's going to take over? I mean, there is nobody to take over.
Tonight, it's Maduro's vice president, not the country's properly elected opposition leader, Maria Corina Machado, who has been sworn in to lead the country. With Maduro locked in federal jail in New York on drug trafficking and conspiracy charges, the city's newly inaugurated mayor said in part, "This blatant pursuit of regime change doesn't just affect those abroad, it directly impacts New Yorkers, including tens of thousands of Venezuelans who call this city home. My focus is their safety." Now 28+ millions of Venezuelans and billions of dollars in the country's crude oil could be under U.S. control.
We're going to take back the oil that, frankly, we should have taken back a long time ago.
That's what has happened. And if you, again, listen to the words, listen to the rhetoric, look at the pictures, all of those things, they're pushing a narrative. But look at the guy. When you look at him, he doesn't look worried. He doesn't look concerned. He's just walking along. It's like, okay, this is as they told me. Everything's fine.
Yeah. I saw him fall like lightning.
Who?
Moderno. Did you see his horns?
Well, I think that's just part of the psyop. You make him look like a bum. You make him look like he's weak. And, I'm going to go down these steps. So there's many forms of psyops that you see in this, but there's 4 functions that you see in almost every psyop. The first thing you do is you target the audience. They have to create this dichotomy of who are you talking to? So Trump, what does he do? He's talking to the American people. So you have to justify the psyop. So he knows, and he just didn't do it overnight. He's been talking about all these weeks. Oh, he's a drug cartel overlord. He's harboring these people. He's a bad man, and there's nothing good about him. Like this clip.
We have Venezuela acting up in a different way. They continue to send people that we rebuff to our border. They continue to send drugs into our country. Venezuela, they've been very nasty. And we can't let that happen.
No, we can't let that happen. But, things like that. So you target your audience. Yeah, you target your audience. You have to tell the American people. You're not telling them yet what they're doing because this was months and months ago. It's like, there's this bad man out here doing this stuff. And
he was doing really nasty things.
Right.
What are you supposed to expect? Who wouldn't? We can't have this filth stinking up our world.
I mean, Epstein's over there doing nasty things, but hey, Trump calls that a psyop because he doesn't want his name all over the floor because he's done some nasty things. But, this guy, he's doing nasty things, and that's fine. But that's the first thing you do. You target your audience, and you have to let them know the dichotomy is real. There's them, and there's us. So that's the first thing that happens. The second thing that's happened, you attack their demographics and culture. So you have to say, look at their economy. Look how they run their country. It's a poor-stricken place. These savages, these drug cartellers, they got nothing going on over there. They don't know how to do anything. Look at these. You know who's over there. You know who they're supporting? They're supporting communist China. We can't support this. So you enforce xenophobia. You enforce a poor infrastructure. So the tribalism increases. First, you said, there's us, there's them. Then you say, we're better than them. Look at our culture. Look at our demographics of people. So now you feel a justification and say, what's harm? It's almost like when you look at an ant. It's like, I can step on an ant. Who cares? Because you can't meet the level of the ant. So once you have these levels of slowly justifying greatness or tribalism, you justify the action. But you're not there. You haven't done anything. You're still pushing the psyop. The third thing you do is you make them feel vulnerable. You make them appear vulnerable. It's like they're weak. Trump's favorite thing always say, oh yeah, Sleepy Joe. Or, Venezuela, they're weak. They have a poor economy. They don't know what they're doing. Their country, they have all this oil and export, and they don't even know what they're doing. They're over there working with China and Russia. They're weak.
They're nasty.
They're nasty. So you make them appear vulnerable. So then when you're about to do something, you have to do the last thing, which is what Mark Rubio does. And I'm going to play this clip. You have to put the threat of time. Time is always the most powerful psychological tool. This is why games do it. You ever played a game like one of those like Clash of Clans or something, and you build like a little thing and says, you got to wait 5 minutes so that this thing can build. And you're sitting here, but they said, now you can buy this pack for $1.99 and you can buy all these speed ups and you can get this thing moving. And, you know, you wait 5 minutes, you can handle that. But then incrementally, as you build more, you build a community, you start talking with people. Next thing you know, you really are into the game.
You have to wait like days or something.
Yeah, and then it's like, and I got 1 day, 12 hours. It's like, oh, man. And you're talking to all these people and you're watching everybody grow and move along. And it's like, then all of a sudden this ad pops up. For $1.99, you can buy this speed up pack. And you're like, you know, what's $1.99? I buy coffee. Mm-hmm. The next thing, you know, the next pack, $9.99. Mm-hmm. Time is the strongest tool.
There's the other one too, the other side of time, where they purposely make you make a decision very quickly without thinking about it.
Right.
Like off impulse.
Right.
Like that's what a lot of car salesmen do. They try to pressure you into making a decision very quickly.
Well, they combine both. The best Psyop combines both. You push off the idea that time is very expensive. At the same time, your window is very short. Mm-hmm. This is what the government does. And this is what Mark Rubio did. And I'm going to show you. But that's the last thing, is you focus on the window of opportunity. It's almost like you're saying, we have a chance here. We don't want to waste this opportunity. It'd be foolish if we did. And so he justifies why. He doesn't tell Congress. Because, you know, they did all of this. They didn't ask Congress for permission. They didn't do anything. And he has to tell you why. And what is his reasoning? Windows of opportunity.
Congressionally notify something like this for two reasons. Number one, it will leak. It's as simple as that. It wasn't necessary because this was not an invasion. We didn't occupy a country. This was an arrest operation. This was a law enforcement operation. He was arrested on the ground in Venezuela by FBI agents, read his rights, and removed from the country. Obviously, this was not a friendly territory. So in order to arrest him, we had to ask the Department of War to become involved in this operation. You can't congressionally notify something like this for two reasons. Number one, it will leak. It's as simple as that. And number two, it's an exigent circumstance. It's an emergent thing that you don't even know if you're going to be able to do it. We can't notify them we're going to do it on a Tuesday or on a Wednesday, because at some points we didn't know we were going to be able to carry this out. We didn't know if all of the things that had to line up were going to line up at the same time in the right conditions.
And so, you know, all that sounds great and justified.
Yeah, at least he's not being nasty.
Right. Mark Rubio's a little bit more professional.
That's something I can't stand, is when someone is nasty.
Right. But, I mean, just listening to that, the normal person listening, they don't see the psyop. It's just like, oh, okay, that makes sense. We can't tell you what we're going to do, because if we do, yeah, everybody would know. It's like, so you will justify the law for the sake of it. And it's like, this is step one, because what do I always say? Acclamation leads to propagation. So if you precedence, today you say, it's okay, we don't have to follow the law because this is national security. Next week, we don't have to give you a court trial to see if you're a legal citizen. We'll just deport you. Hey, wait a minute, that's not legal. Mm-hmm. Well, hey.
But they never understand. Like, it reminds me of, you know, my second ex-wife, when I tried to tell her, like, when I bought another boat that I needed. I was like, you know, I had to make this decision without telling you, because that's not something that, you know, we could have leaked to the kids and our neighbors and everybody else. I needed to just buy it right now without telling you. And, you know, again, she didn't really like that. So she got it in the divorce. She got the boat and the car and everything, unfortunately. But thankfully, my third ex-wife, I was able to get a little bit more from her.
How's your fourth ex-wife doing?
Well, my fourth is my current wife.
That's your ex now.
No, that was my third ex-wife, was a lot better. My fourth ex-wife, she finally understands.
XXX, and now you have a real one.
Yeah.
Okay.
The fourth time is always a charm, as we know. But my fourth wife finally gets it, that we don't need to be nasty.
Right.
We can act. I don't need to tell her when I buy things.
Right.
I can just do things and buy things. You shoot first and ask questions later.
Gotcha.
Or what they say, you do it and then you ask for forgiveness afterwards. You apologize afterwards. There's a saying, I'm sure.
Yeah, Indiana Jones. It says the penitent man will pass, but you got to do something to be repentant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been on my knees so long. I had to get knee pads.
Wow.
Yeah, just like Indiana Jones.
You're a back whipper.
I'm a whippersnapper, actually. I snap whips.
Yeah, upper crest. Well, continuing with the psyops. I want to leave out people with some base things that I'm going to lead into next week because it's important to understand about the schematics of them. There's 3 types of psyops, which we see in all of these, which I didn't even drop the buttload of video clips, which I might just run through real fast. But just remember this so you can be on page next week. There's 3 types of psyops. There's what's called white psyops. And white psyops are sources that are open. Like the government tells you, we did this. It's a psyop, but it's from the source. It's a open acknowledgement. It's a live video. You're talking to real people at the location. You don't have to question the sources. So that's a white psyop. A gray psyop is a source that's not specifically revealed. Like if a reporter said, just in from our sources. We can't reveal our sources, but our sources say that they have reliable information. That's a gray psyop. It's still a trusted individual, like a news source, or even the government, but they say we can't reveal our sources. That's a gray psyop. And then the black psyop is information that comes from an unreliable or a lying source. So it'd be like a hacker says, oh yeah, we have this data dump. We're going to drop all this data over here. And everybody's like, yeah, how do we know that's true? How do we know anything? But that's implied into the psyop. Or you have like all of a sudden all these protesters, the day before, they were all against something. And then after an action happens, the next day they just switch over and they're like, you know what? I agree now. It was all wrong. It's an unreliable source, but because it's played on your psyche, choosing, again, it's always to make you force the side. It's like, it's the Sanford experiment. Well, if everybody's changing, maybe I should change. And so it's just playing on the cycle. So those are the 3 things, and they're important to remember next week. White psyops, gray psyops, and black psyops. And they're always played, and you can see it in all of this content. The idea is overload of media dissemination. And I'm just going to play this, and you guys will see. This is media dissemination in action.
The United States can conduct an operation in Venezuela to capture
I don't care what the UN says. The UN doesn't know what they're talking about.
The Hill is reporting that the U.S. isn't stopping with Venezuela and plans.
He said the United States is going to run Venezuela under.
So China and Russia are not super happy with U.S. operations in Venezuela, and one Russia.
The United States captured and abducted Venezuelan president.
Stop trying to explain Venezuela.
What happens next in Venezuela?
After Trump talk, it's time. We're gonna talk about it.
We are.
Everybody.
Flip would lead this. Like, why you just thinking?
Flip on his investment.
My family's still in Venezuela, and I've been looking forward to this day.
The United States has captured the Venezuelan president.
Last night, American forces conducted strikes against multiple targets.
Good morning, everyone. It is currently 8:39 a.m. here in Mountain Time in the
The American raid on Venezuela was actually
That's what I'm talking about. It's overloading of media dissemination. You can't watch all of this, and everybody's got a take, and everybody's saying something. Even got like a hip hop podcast over there trying to say we didn't have a Trump talk. Mm-hmm. It's like this is the epitome of people playing in, and a lot of these people I don't even think they see it. Some of them do, but a lot of these people they don't even realize they're actually contributing and playing into the psyop because they just want to say something because they want clicks and they want views. But anyways, we'll get more into the specifics of how they work. How they function, specific ones that has happened in history, and the details so you can know how to be out of the matrix of the first and fundamental thing that the powers that be program, a psyop.